beneath the surface. My relationship with the Grunfeld family started in 1999, when Ernie was named the general manager of our team, the Milwaukee Bucks. It was roughly a year after my first trip to the Holocaust Museum. Ernie came to the Bucks after having been a long-time NBA player and then the GM of the New York Knicks. He and I clicked instantly. He brought a New York City toughness that our team needed. I can still hear his heavy New York accent as he challenged us to demand excellence of ourselves and each other. I had no idea that English wasn't Ernie's first language, and that most of his family had been killed in the same death camps that I'd studied over the years. I vividly remember visiting Ernie at his new house once he'd settled in Milwaukee. He walked me past the many pictures of his wife, Nancy, his daughter Rebecca, and his son Dan. I had already gotten to know the family and could tell they were a tight-knit group. Ernie was committed to his wife and kids over everything else. Nancy was the rock, Becky was all smiles, Dan was a budding high school basketball player who was always shooting hoops at our practice facility. Whenever I'd give him advice about his game or a pair of shoes out of my locker, he was humble and grateful. They seemed like the quintessential American family. I didn't know about the history they all carried with them. When Ernie showed me around his basement, he pulled out a few bins that contained the artifacts of his long and successful basketball career. There were jerseys, shoes, warm-ups, and other items. They were all nice and neat. I knew it was a life's pursuit contained in a few boxes, like mine would be one day. Ernie didn't say a word about his incredible origins or the tragedy he'd experienced before basketball. He didn't talk about his past, so I never knew the truth. Now, I'm proud to stand with my friend Dan as he tells his astounding family story for the first time. Dan grew up to be a professional basketball player himself, but he is a writer at heart, and you'll see his gift on full display in this book. Ernie is the only NBA player whose parents survived the Holocaust, and by the grace of the game, Dan is somehow able to make this complex journey from Auschwitz to the NBA come to life on every page. We're able to walk in the shoes of prisoners in concentration camps, of immigrants in America, and of generations of a family who were improbably saved by basketball. We're able to feel a son's unshakable commitment to his father and grandmother, and we're able to see how the tragedies of our past manifest in the generations that follow. There's pain and heartache in this book, but at its core, it's about love, perseverance, and hope. This story is the embodiment of the American dream. It shows why we should never stop fighting and never give up. It highlights why treating people right, taking care of each other, and embracing our differences will always matter most. It will help us remember that everyone we meet has a story we know nothing about. It's proof that we must continuously fight for the equality of every human being, no matter their gender, race, or religion. The goals I used to set for myself in my playing days revolved around basketball. My main goal now is to spread love and human connection. I hope you feel this love as you hear this one-of-a-kind story. It's a captivating and inspiring journey, as moving as it is miraculous, and I'm grateful that you're finally able to experience it. I know it will teach you a lot about hoops, about history, and ultimately about the humanity that binds us all together. Ray Allen is a 10-time NBA All-Star, a 2-time NBA champion, and a Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Famer. Allen previously served on the board of the U.S. Holocaust Memorial Museum. Introduction. What matters most and why?